So my K-influencer mission this month is on Jeong, and I just wanted to know what it is about, because if I research it, it is there's no direct translation, right? It mentions like
Yes.
love and affection, and but they say it's a little bit, it's more than that, and that it's like part of the Korean culture. So I wanted to get it straight from
Yes.
a Korean, and
Yeah.
let's see if my understanding matches to what you have to explain.
I don't think it's quite easy to explain something not existing in the English word, but actually all culture have a Jeong. I think Jeong is a kind of like a, can I say, typical Korean concept. We always say, hey, this is our Korean Jeong and Korean Jeong. So I was actually thinking about what is Jeong. And then so if you say one word, I think I would say warm heart.
Okay.
Or care. That's a kind of like, if you, I think, Google or like, you will have that word. So I try to study a little bit. How can I explain? And the Korean people like, how can I say, community. This is a kind of like a deep bond, a sense of community. You know, I think that's the one part.
Yeah.
Another thing is a compassion. So, for example, like your understanding of someone's pain or difficulty, or like having a desire to help and that kind of thing, you know, then you do something. That's our Jeong.
Okay.
And this one is a lot of people think only for like a family or friends, but not only that, like neighbors, strangers, and even animals like our dog. And also we say like some things, like for example, I like this pencil. Oh, I got already Jeong with this pencil. So even though this one looks ugly and not good, but I'm already liking it. So because I already have a Jeong in that thing. So Jeongs are going everywhere. So I don't know if that makes sense, you know?
It does. So it's like this attachment that you have to, it could be to a person or to an object. And then like what you said about, you know, having that compassion, it's something similar to that is when they say you have empathy, you know, where you can understand what somebody is going through and then trying to help them or just support them. I was thinking about it as well, because recently I've been seeing a lot of these social media influencers that have been asking mostly foreigners in Korea, what don't they like about Korea? And a lot of them mentioned that not all, but a lot of Koreans don't like that the physical side. So unless you're in a relationship or it's family, they're not into like the hugging and things. And I found that like quite strange, because when I thought of Jeong, I thought, oh, if it's love and affection, you know, automatically you think of the physical, it's like hugging people and things like that. And then I was watching these things recently and I'm like, wait, if they don't like all the hugging, so it's not really physical, it's more shown in different ways.
Yeah. So someone said actually Jeong is like an invisible hug.
That's a very good explanation.
Yeah. It's a kind of like that. I was thinking about where actually that thing come from and when did I actually feel Jeong. So when I finished my high school, I actually decided to travel. That time I only had about like maybe 200 rand. Then I went to one place, and then immediately that night I was looking for some place. So I knocked the door. That was like a 1988, 1989, like those times. So knocked the door and I said, I just, you know, finished the graduate exam and I'm just traveling, but obviously I don't have money. So is there any place I can shelter? And they feel no, you can't have that kind of thing. You Korean have a Jeong, especially like countryside. When stranger come, they giving like you are like my son. Like I actually see a lot of Indian people have that.
Have the same
I
thing.
see a lot of African people also say same thing.
Yes.
So I think that's part of Jeong. And then they actually give us something. Then they feed me. And next morning when I leave, they even give us some money for the bus fare. And they're like, this is amazing. And then, yeah, that's how I felt. And when Korean people come to South Africa, I immediately feel Jeong, only because they are Korean or I'm helping them. Yeah, it's like, yeah, Jeongs are everywhere. That's how I feel.
I also feel like Koreans share their appreciation through food as well and show their affection through food. They're always like handing over and taking like certain things and putting into people's plates or bowls and things like that. And I think that's another way that I find that they do show their affection for that person. And that's not always in a lot of the countries or cultures. Because like Indian, yes, we do give and want to feed everyone, but we wouldn't put it in your plate. We just cook a lot and say, no, come eat. And anytime anyone comes and visits, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, we always try to feed someone, please come and eat.
Yes. But I think exactly the same,
Yes, but in Korean culture, it goes that one step further and you actually, physically take food and put it into people's plates. And you don't always see that put it in your mouth. And you don't see that in a lot of cultures. So I think that's one thing that's quite unique as well with the Korean culture.
When they feed one, they had one like that. Then they said, oh, if you only give one, there's no Jeong. And they have to give the another one.
So it doesn't just stop with just giving once and that's it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think the feeding and then also helping, I think a lot of the foreigners find this is that, no matter where you are and who you ask, if you're stuck for anything, Koreans are very helpful. Like in South Africa, I find it slightly different. I think maybe it's because of the culture, maybe it's because of the crime rate. Not easily trusting of people. We wouldn't go up to a stranger to ask for something. And whereas in Korea, it's like accepted that it's the norm. If you're struggling with anything, you can ask anybody anything. And even if they can't help you, they'll tell you who can help you. So I think that's something that's slightly different as well.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because the Korean society was originally come from like a agricultural society. So they, the sense of caring to like that community or someone just joining to community is really important.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time the Jeong concept is coming from there. So it's actually quite funny, when you express something, we said, the word actually maybe presenting maybe 30 or 40%. The tone of the voice can be maybe certain percent, and the expression. But a lot of Korean expressions are dead, especially old people. Like they have like a dead, like a cold, like a face, but still like, I like you.
So you don't trust the expression, you trust the words and the emotion behind it.
Yeah, I think Korean expressions are very bad. Yeah. No. But they actually, you have to trust the word sometimes.
Yeah.
And also, like you said about eating culture.
Yeah.
I think because of our eating culture, like we all sit around together, sharing the side dishes, you offering like that. I think the eating is one of the easiest to show their job. Okay. So when they eat, when you put the rice, then they put the little meat on their rice and have it. And when they eat, have this one. Those kind of things, eh?
Yeah, it's easier to see it. Are you missing home now?
My granny. Yeah, my a lot of my aunts and
the ones that spoil us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like this idea. It gives me more input into this. And I think, it's very communal. and I think that's where it comes from. I think, yeah. So I like it. It's
old style.
Yeah, it's old style, but I think it's a good one. A lot of cultures, as the kids are growing up, and with the Western influence, they're losing a lot of their culture. And I think Koreans in particular are very in tune with their culture. I think it is still fed from generation to generation. So that's something good. Okay, I think this is very good. This really helped to give me some insight into it. I think I had a little bit of it, but I think this expanded a bit more. As I said, there's a lot of similarities between all the different cultures, but there's some things that's just uniquely Korean. I think Jeong is one of those things. I think it's not something you can put into words. It is something that you express and you feel. So, thumbs up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
Thanks. 감사합니다.
네.
Thank you for watching another Officially KSA video. I hope you enjoyed our interview with KJ Lee to get his insights on the Jeong of Korea. As usual, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And please add your comments below on what your thoughts are on the Jeong of Korea. Until next time, 안녕히 가세요.